Savannah! Could you buy me a car? LOL.
What are you talking about?
I know that you have a lot of money, Savannah. So you should be able to afford a car for me, right? That should be fine with you, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be anything super nice, but at least something from this year and is a sports car.
Why would that be okay with me, Bella? Hey, what kind of prank are you trying to pull this time? I'm not finding it very funny that you think I'd be responsible for buying you a brand new car. I don't even know why you'd ask that.
Even if you don't know why, that won't stop me from asking, LOL. And haven't you heard that I'm getting married?
I guess I did hear about that, but only just a little bit ago. And I was thinking about sending you a message to congratulate you and everything. But I'm sorry for being so late with it. Well, now that I have you, congrats.
No, you don't have to cheer for me because of marriage, LOL.
Huh?
If you really want to show your support, then do it with money, LOL. Or you could always buy me a car, LOL. And make it so that it comes in time for the wedding, or at least when I'm back from my honeymoon, LOL.
So that's what you've been going on about. You think that as a marriage present, I'll give you a car. Well, I'm sorry, but that's not going to happen, Bella. Just because you're my husband's little sister doesn't just mean that I have to buy you something so expensive. If I were to do that for you, your family would get upset with me, and I'd never hear the end of it.
Why not, LOL? My brother would be happy to see me happy, right?
Not when it's you getting happy over me spending that much on a car for you. He's told me already not to overdo it with you. And so I'll make sure to celebrate your marriage in another way, okay? But buying you a car is just not going to happen.
Well, then what about a house?
A house? You have to be joking, right?
Well, what if I'm not joking, LOL? Savannah, you have all that money, don't you? I've heard you run your own company and are doing pretty well with it. So do you really think I'd believe that you don't have the money to spare for me?
Well, I keep my money for when it's needed most, like in emergencies. It's not just for me to hand out to whomever I please, like you might think.
Whoever you please? LOL. But aren't I a part of your family? Whenever you're celebrating something for your family, you should be able to dig a little deeper to make their occasion special.
And I plan to do that in another way. I have no plans on buying you a car, nor a house like you're asking me. Please just calm down now. I already have something in mind for you.
Even though you're a CEO, you're being a bit of a penny pincher, don't you think? LOL.
Excuse me? What are you saying? I don't think right now's the time for you to speak to me in such a rude manner. I'm aware that I'm your family and all, but aren't you aware that you still have to be kind to those that you talk to? So please stop it with that poor-mannered attitude.
How annoying, LOL. I'm tired of being nice about this. Make sure you have everything ready for me. I think you have all the resources to make sure that I have a house or car here soon. But you're acting stingy, and it's putting me down. LOL.
I feel as though you are a bit too worked up at the moment, and so to save you from saying anything else that might embarrass yourself, we can continue this conversation at another time. I've told you that neither a house nor a car is going to happen, so please stop asking for them. You have to remember that all I am is your older brother's wife.
I heard everything from Walter. Thank you for doing that, Bella.
No worries. Although she did end up calling me stingy and a penny pincher before this.
Huh? She called you penny pincher? What are you talking about?
It doesn't matter. There's something between her and I. As for the wedding and their honeymoon, do you think you can ask Walter if I should chip in on the preparation costs?
I don't want you to think that you have to give him that much. I'm sure Bella would already be happy with what you've given him.
It's not a problem. But that means I won't be giving them anything else, okay? It's fine giving them money for their events right now, but I don't want Bella to start thinking she can just continue to ask me for everything. Hopefully me giving enough to make their wedding and honeymoon what they've dreamed of will be enough for her. And actually, after this, I think I'll keep a little distance from her.
And I'm on board with that. I don't think we should be looking after them anymore after this. Mom and Dad are also happy that she finally found herself a man that's willing to take her away. So we'll leave her in Walter's hands.
Sounds like a plan. I'd love it if she would start to work a bit harder for herself and her future. Right. I should give them the money before everything, right? It's far too much for me to be handing it to them at the wedding, and I don't want Bella thinking I haven't done anything for her.
Haven't done anything for her? Is this back to her calling you a penny pincher? She really is such a crude woman. Sorry, Savannah. I think as for the money, you should give it to them sooner than later. I'll let my mom know we'll be handing it off.
Thanks, Erin. I'd like for their wedding to go over without any bumps for us, but...
I got that money. My mom ended up handing it to me.
So you have it now? Thank goodness. I wanted to hand it to you myself, but I have work today. And tomorrow, I assume you and Walter will be very busy together, so I wanted it given to you before the wedding.
Are you trying to make a fool of me? Is this the amount a CEO has to offer me?
Huh? What?
You shouldn't be questioning this at all, Savannah. You gave me a measly $3,000 for my wedding. Are you serious right now? With this amount, I'll only be able to afford myself an old and rundown car.
Excuse me?
I can see that you're more than just stingy. LOL. So should I wonder if you really are a CEO? If you really were one, you should have thought this through a lot better. LOL.
After handing you $3,000 as a present for your marriage when all I am is your in-law and not getting a thank you, I can't even find the ability to complain about you now. I really misjudged you. I had always thought you were a bit pushy and rude, but never this bad.
Pushy and rude? Who are you talking about? Are you talking about yourself? Because you seem to be the only one without any manners. What kind of present even is this? $3,000? You say you're wealthy, so buy me a house at least? LOL.
I think you're getting a little carried away at the moment, but don't you think you should end all of this horrible talk? I'm starting to reach my limit of bearing everything you've said to me.
What are you saying, LOL? I seriously can't believe you did this. I let you marry my older brother, so you should have at least bought me a house as thanks. I wonder why I ever let you have him, LOL. Actually, I wonder even more about why he ever chose you, LOL. Perhaps it's because he wants your money too, LOL. Well, he's going to be disappointed to see you don't have any to share, LOL.
He wants my money?
Well, there'd be no other reason to marry someone like you, right? LOL. You're a penny pincher, and now you have to deal with my moneyless brother living with you. Why doesn't he just divorce you if you're not going to let us have your money? LOL. Then he can find someone who's actually willing to treat us right.
Are you not aware of all the things you were saying right now?
Well, I'm sorry, but these are all facts, LOL. Savannah, do you not notice how much of a stinge you really are? You go around saying you have all this money, yet you only hand me $3,000 for my wedding. LOL. If you just bought me a house, I would say thanks and all that, but I can't now.
Well, I have no choice but to let loose on you.
Huh?
I've had enough of you. I think I'm going to cut ties with you now. And before you begin to ask me to proceed with my decision, would you think about what all you're about to lose right now?
What? What am I going to lose? LOL. And actually, why are you getting so upset? If you're getting upset over something you did to yourself, then you're more like an animal than a penny pincher. LOL. Could an animal really be a CEO? LOL.
I'm telling you that after all the damage you've caused to my pride, there's no reason for me to stick around with you since you have nothing positive to say to me. So with that, I'm no longer here for you.
Since when have you been here for me? LOL. You haven't been doing anything for me for the longest time. LOL.
Well, then all the money I've been giving to support you with is going to run dry.
Huh? I want to know what money you're talking about.
I'll also stop giving you your monthly allowance. And I had planned to help pay the bill for your wedding and your honeymoon. but I'm going to stop trying now.
Huh? What? Huh? What are you talking about, Savannah? I really cannot follow what you're saying right now.
Every month, the money that you thought was coming from your parents has been coming from me.
Huh?
Both your mom and your dad don't have enough to hand to you anymore. So I chose to hand you money for them. But since I'm going to cut ties with you soon, you'll no longer be getting anything. And with that, I hope you can make it on your own.
Hold on a sec, LOL. What have you been talking about? I seriously don't get anything you just said to me, but you do know that I'm your husband's little sister, don't you? There's no way he'll let you cut ties with me, LOL. Just because I made you look and feel like an idiot, you're going to start threatening me with things you can't even do?
I've already talked with my husband about this, and he's decided to cut ties with you as well.
What?
We're making sure you don't get any more money from us. As for your wedding, it'd be great if it turns out okay today. But I have spoken with your fiancé, Walter, as well, and he understands that you'll no longer get anything from me.
What is going on?
Did you think that your fiancé wouldn't find out about all of this? I was the one that told him I'd help pay for you.
Well, I heard something like that from him before, but I just assumed that Aaron was putting anything he had in his savings into the wedding.
I'm sure that's what you thought since you never listened to what others say, but you said it yourself that your brother doesn't have much, right? I'm the one that supports us both for the most part, and so I'd be the one handing you guys the money. I've been the one supporting you this whole time, and I was planning to stop once you were married to Walter. But now I'm just over it.
Can you please tell me exactly what's going on here?
But that's okay, right? You're getting married, so you'll have your husband to take care of you from now on. That's fine with me because I don't want to be around some selfish and rude child that complains about everything. Understand that after this, I want you out of my life, so don't talk to me again.
Wait, this is screwed up. I just heard from Walter that the wedding is being canceled.
Wow, that was quick. I guess he really does pick up on things faster than most.
He just told me that if it's only him paying for the wedding, he can't do it. What does he mean? Savannah, do you know anything about this?
Well, with how much you asked for with this wedding, it makes sense that he can't pay for it all himself. I mean, he doesn't have a job himself.
What?
Your parents and Aaron wanted you to get married, but they knew that your fiancé had no job. So their hopes were lost thinking that things wouldn't work out. That's why I stepped in to help pay for you guys' wedding and everything.
I don't get any of this. What do you mean Walter is jobless? He's been working a job for a while now.
He's going to be working a job here soon, but we had made an agreement that he'd come to work for me and my company. LOL.
Huh? So you guys had all planned on hiding the fact that he was jobless for me just so that I'd marry him? All because Mom and Dad want me to be married to him.
That's right. All to get rid of a needy child like you.
What the heck?
You wanted to have a big wedding and had been hoping for a fantastic honeymoon after. So I thought that I'd be okay paying for all of that for you guys. And so the plan was for me to help pay for all of that so your dreams could come true. But now you've pushed me too far. I'm not going to pay a single dollar towards you two. If you really want to still do any of those things, go and pay for it yourselves. Good luck making all of that money soon, though, okay? LOL.
What are you talking about? I never knew any of that before. Now that I understand a bit better, I feel bad.
Well, whether you feel bad or don't, I'm making sure that I never have to deal with you ever again. Good luck trying to make things work with Walter, okay? Because I think I won't be hiring him any longer.
Huh? So that means he won't have a job and we can't have our wedding? We can't even go on our romantic honeymoon?
That's right. LOL. But this can't be helped since this is all you asked for.
This can't happen to me, though. You know that I never knew about any of this, right? And nobody ever came to tell me about any of this?
I'm sorry that you never noticed how much of a pain in the butt you were for everyone and even ruined your chances of living happily with Walter.
You're the worst. You're being a a complete jerk by doing this. I'm no longer going to consider you family.
Oh no, that's so scary. But really, I have never wanted to think of you as family, so thank you, LOL.
You can't be happy over something like that. Can you at least pay for the wedding and everything first and then leave me be? I ask that you pay for the wedding and honeymoon and make sure you hire Walter.
I will not listen to you anymore. Just as I had said, I am no longer going to be bothered with you two.
What? Are you kidding me? So then this is it for us. Are you really saying that my whole wedding today is going to be over?
Well, who knows? LOL. Maybe you can talk with your unemployed fiancé about that. And before you think about the wedding, what about you guys getting married? Think about that one. LOL. And just know I will no longer have any part in you two. Now have a wonderful day. LOL. And just like that, when Walter heard that I'd no longer be hiring him, he went into a frenzied rage and canceled everything that day. Along with that, he could no longer manage Bella's awful attitude and made it clear that he would no longer see her again. And as for my in-laws, they were also completely exhausted from Bella and threw her out of the house. Before, she had myself and her brother to rely on for not having a job of her own. But since she didn't seem to care about that, she chose her horrible demise. When it comes to parasitic people such as Bella, it's best to create some distance and let them wither away on their own. I'm sure that this was good for Walter as well, as he no longer had to be married to her. As of right now, I have no idea what's happened to Bella, but I'm sure she's somewhere throwing a tantrum over not getting what she wanted.
Bonnie, are you doing okay right now? What are you asking about? I just wanted to see what's up, and I have something that I'd like to ask from you. Oh, what could that be? I would like for you to take care of my kid for a little while. Again? You've given me plenty of excuses before for why I should be taking care of your kid for you, but this has happened a lot now. Allie, do you ever feel like taking care of your own kid like most parents do? Well, of course I do. Well, your kid is really a baby, and because it's not even a year old yet, they should be with their mother. I don't think you have any right saying something like that when you're still single. So, when would you like me to look after them for you? I was thinking around sometime next week. All right then. Thank you so much, Bonnie. I'm not sure how long you're going to have to look after them this time, though. What do you mean by that? I'll be heading overseas this time on vacation, so... Huh? You only just had your baby a few months ago and you're going to leave the country on vacation now? I've never heard of anyone doing something like that. What's the problem with it? I deserve a little prize for having given birth to my baby. But of course, a single woman like yourself would never be able to understand that kind of feeling I have right now. You do realize that I have a job right now, and that means I can't always be looking after your baby. Please, tell me how long you plan on being out of the country for. The thing is, I'm not sure how long I'll be out of the country for, so when I know the time I'll be coming back, I'll text you. Then how about instead of asking me, you ask Bryce to take care of your baby? Bryce is out of the country as well right now for work, and he told me he won't be coming home for another 6 months or so, which means the only person that I can rely on is you, Bonnie. Then how about you take your baby with you on that trip so that you don't have to be separated from them for too long? What the heck are you talking about? I can't be taking my baby out of this country and into another when they're not even a year old yet. And if I do that, I won't get the rest that I deserve as my prize. Did you really not think that one through either before telling me? I get that you might not have time to relax then. Also, I'm asking you to do this for me because I've been thinking about you. You've been thinking about me? What exactly do you mean by that? I mean, you're never going to be able to get married anytime soon or at all, right? I'm not so sure about that one, but... You're already in your early 30s now, and yet you still haven't had any men approach you, which means that something like marriage is now near impossible. Which is why I thought it would be kind of me to give you a chance to experience raising your own child for once. Please, thank me for that. Okay, but whatever else you have to say about this, I've already made the plans to take this vacation, and nothing is going to change that now. Which means that someone is going to have to take care of my baby for me. Please and thank you. Bryce, can we talk?
Sure, I just got out of work and came home, so...
Oh, I see. There's a bit of a time difference, so of course you'd be getting out of work already.
That's right. How did you know that I'd be out of the country right now?
Actually, I heard about this trip you're on from Allie. She said you've been out of the country for a year now and still have a little bit left to go. I'm sure you want to be back home with your baby now, right?
Well, of course I want to be with them, but when it comes to this job I have, I'm the only one qualified to be here, so I have to do it. And when I'm working, that's when I'm taking the best care of my family.
You really have become a great pillar for your new family.
I've just been learning it from you.
From me? But I'm not married to anyone.
That's not what I meant. What I mean is you have always been my one and only family member to me, and as such, you've always taken great care of me as though you were always the pillar in our relationship.
You really don't have to put that much thought into it.
I can't ever thank you enough for what you've done. Ever since our parents threw me out, you'd been by my side, making sure that I was still okay and wouldn't be left for the vultures. And after graduating high school, you went right to work so that I could have the money to go to college when I graduated. Seriously, I cannot thank you enough for what you've done.
When I saw that neither mom or dad loved you like they should have, I knew that someone had to step in and take care of you. So I took their role and made sure that you were raised with the same support I was being raised with. Seeing you grow into a little version of me after all of that work makes me so happy.
Really? Do you never plan on getting married or anything? Because I think you could become a really good mother if you had a kid of your own.
Not yet. I'm still having too much fun with my career, and it doesn't seem to be moving out of the way for anything else anytime soon.
Is that right? Well, you always have been having a good time when you're at work. But if you ever want to get married, the sooner the better. I want you to have a kid or two while you're still young. And as you can see by Annie and I, we both wanted to have a kid, and they haven't taken away from our enjoyment of working.
I see.
Is something wrong?
In my eyes, your baby is like family to me as well. And I really want for your baby to grow up happy and healthy. Which is exactly why I have something I wanted to tell you about regarding them.
What's that?
This has to do with Annie as well. Annie, when do you plan on coming back home? I'm finally settling into my trip overseas here, so would you please stop trying to get in the way of my time by questioning about when I'll be home? Even the sight of your text coming into my phone alone makes me feel really anxious inside. I don't really care about how you feel about it right now. I want to know when you're going to be coming home from that trip of yours, please. I have had your baby for a month now, okay? Wow, it's already been a month now of being out of the U.S.? Time really does fly when you're having this much fun. And you've had more than enough fun wherever you are now, right? Please come home for us soon. No, thank you. I'm still only in the middle of this trip I've planned out. It's been a month now since you left the state, so I'm not really sure you can call that a trip anymore. Are you not even missing the sight of your baby's face yet? Not at all. I don't miss the sight of their face at all. Annie, this is your baby. What do you think? This is just an idea that I've been wanting to throw out there, but what do you think about raising that baby yourself? Do you have any clue what you're saying right now? I sure do, and you know what else I understand? That me getting married to an elite like Bryce was really lucky. But as for that kid we had, they're kind of getting in the way. Which means that if you were to take care of that kid for us, that would be something I could really get behind. So what do you think? You can finally have a kid that you'd otherwise never be able to make, and I'd get to lose that baggage from my sight. That right there is a win-win situation, right? I can't believe you'd call your own baby baggage like that. You can't? Well, that's just the way I really feel about them is all. The only reason I ever wanted to get married to Bryce was so that I could use all of his money whichever way I wanted and live my life to the fullest. So that's how you really feel then about your baby? That's right. Is there a problem with that? Well, if you're going to do whatever you want to without anyone else's permission, then allow us to do the same. Bonnie, long time no see. I just arrived back in the U.S. So you were able to stay overseas for a whole year without ever saying anything to us.
Honestly, I kind of forgot about you after the last time we chatted.
Hey, don't say something so cold to your little sister-in-law. I'm back from my long trip overseas, so you should be celebrating my return with me. You just came back from that vacation, right? I'm not going to celebrate something like that. Geez, you really are so cold to me now. So sorry for leaving a newborn with you like that one for a whole year. Now, I'm going to head out to your place and take them back from you. Where will you go to? Where will I? I'm going to your house, of course. Wait, did you move into a new house since I left the country?
No, I'm still at the same old house.
Is that right? Then I'm coming over there to get my baby back from you.
What? So you're coming out to my house?
Well, of course I am. I left my baby with you a year ago, and now I'm coming back to your house to get them back from you.
The thing is, I don't have your baby here.
Huh? What are you going on about right now? I told you that I left my baby with you before I left, right? We were even talking about this a while back when I was overseas and you were complaining about me not coming back. So would you please cut it out with all those crazy weird lies? I just got back home from a really long flight and I'm tired.
Oh, that's true. Back then I did have your baby over at my house.
Then tell me who has my baby right now. Don't you dare tell me that you left them at some kind of foster home.
Of course, I'd never do something like that to your baby. Your baby is with my little brother right now, and he's the one who's been taking care of them.
What? But he should still be overseas right now on his business trip to England.
He went and ended that trip sooner than expected so that he could be back here with his baby. He told me that he was worried about his newborn baby and wanted to make sure they were okay.
No way, you...
That's right. I went and told Bryce about how you left the country to go on your so-called vacation.
Why would you do something like that to me?
What? It's not like you ever told me that I couldn't go to your husband and tell him about where you went. And when I was thinking about your baby, I thought it would be best that they be raised by their parents instead of by their aunt. Oh, but don't you worry. I have been doing everything I could to be by my little brother's side, supporting him. At first, he was a bit worried about how to take care of a newborn baby all on his own, but since I started to help him out a bit, he's taken hold of what it means to be a single father and is a really good one now. Perfect, actually. And seeing him with his own flesh and blood, they're both so happy. Honestly, I think that your baby won't even remember who you are when you go back home to see them.
Why would you do something like that while I was away? You've gone and done something on purpose. That's going to ruin our little family.
I'm sorry, but was it me that took a trip overseas for a whole year without ever telling my husband while leaving my newborn baby with another person? No, it was you that started all of this crap, which has now led to your relationship to the both of them falling off.
I'm to blame. You're a failure as a parent, Annie.
Your husband was already overseas for work and was going to be gone for a year and a half, yet you chose to leave the country yourself alone and for a whole frickin' year. Had you actually been thinking about your newborn seriously, you never would have done something so reckless. So in order to protect your baby, I had to tell my brother.
You really think I'm going to believe something as perfect as that?
I never said that I wanted you to believe any of it.
But I know what the hell you're after, Bonnie. You're after my marriage with Bryce. You want to ruin it so that you can have your little brother back, don't you?
Why do you think that I, of all people, would want something like that for Bryce?
I know everything about you two. I was told by Bryce that ever since you guys were babies, you were both really close to one another and could never be separated. And I'm sure you hate the fact that your cute little brother was taken away by someone like me, right? So in order to get your brother back from me and into your arms, you went through with all of this behind my back. I don't understand how things went from this to that in your mind so quickly. Of course, in my mind, my brother is very, very important to me. But do you really think that I have such a big ego that I'd be willing to break apart what my brother really wanted, being married to you for my own personal gain? Our relationship to one another is not that shallow and can survive even with him having a family of his own now. And the reason for why I did what I did this time is because I've been thinking about your own baby's happiness. Nothing else played a part in my decision of telling Bryce. Although I can tell from your reaction to this that you have no idea what I'm talking about. Is that right? Then I guess I'll go have a word with Bryce about all this right now. And I just came up with the perfect excuse for all of this that I'm sure someone like my very own husband will be able to buy. So you're going to lie to my little brother? I'm not so sure something like that is going to go down very well for you. But it's going to be all too easy for me. I mean, the guy is madly in love with me and could never doubt me. He will be easily tricked by whatever I tell him, and that makes him the perfect man for me. I already know that's what's going to happen this time. And while I'm at it, I might even have him cut ties to you forever. That would be the best outcome for me after all. Do whatever you'd like. To be frank, I don't want to have anything else to do with someone as sick as you. I can't wait for your little brother, who you've invested everything into, to get up and leave you all by your lonesome for the rest of your life. Bryce, how's the baby doing? Have you been taking good care of them?
What do you want from me now, of all times, considering you left me and our baby for one whole year?
You have that all wrong. I've been framed, set up.
You've been framed? Explain to me what you really mean by that.
This was all your older sister's plan from the beginning.
My older sister's plan?
That's right. Actually, the one that told me to leave our baby behind and go on vacation was your older sister. She was the one that recommended a vacation for me. Your sister works as a travel agent and a tour conductor, right? She told me that she could get me this really cheap ticket to leave home for a bit and said that I should really take advantage of it. And that's where I got the idea from. I told her no at first. I told her that it would be insane to leave my newborn baby behind after I'd only just given birth to it, and said to her that I wouldn't think about leaving. But that's when she told me she'd take care of the baby for me if I was only gone for 1 week, saying that I needed to leave the US for a bit to go and stretch my wings again. And after I trusted her with that, I did as she said and took the ticket to leave.
Then why the heck were you gone for one whole freaking year?
I lost my passport while overseas. I went to the US Embassy looking for help with getting a new one, and that took close to a year to be processed. But this was all your sister's plan from the start.
Unbelievable, Annie. There's no way someone like my sister would ever, and I mean ever, suggest that you leave your newborn baby behind for a week.
I'm telling the truth. She came all the way out to where she had recommended that I go and stole my passport from me before heading back to the US.
Why the hell would my sister, of all people, want to do something as insane as that?
She wants to take you away from me, Bryce. And since she's not able to get married and have kids herself, her second goal was to get my kid away from me so that she could keep and raise it.
My older sister?
That's right. She even said that to me.
No freaking way she did.
What? Bryce, are you not going to trust what I'm saying here?
Of course I'm not going to trust you. I know that someone as open-hearted and caring as my sister would never, ever do something like that. She knows more than any of us what it feels like having to watch as her parents got rid of their kid and how painful it was for that kid. So you really think that her having gone through and witnessing all of that would want to take our baby away from you and then destroy our family? No damn way she would. Also, if you'd actually lost your passport while you were over there, you would have called me first thing to say that you were stranded and needed help. The fact that you never once said anything to me the whole time you were there tells me that you're nothing but crappy and baseless lies now.
I have a reason for that as well.
Shut the hell up. I don't want to talk to you anymore, so stop texting me. I don't even want to see your face anymore.
I'm no longer able to talk with Bryce anymore. You do something about this right now for me. When it comes to problems relating to your marriage, I'm not going to get in the way of them. You figure out how to get back in touch with your husband yourself, please. Things are going just the way you planned them to, right? Not at all. Things are only happening that way because you asked for them to. I haven't done anything to mess with your guys' marriage. All I did was take care of your baby and make sure they had a parent around. I'm not listening to anything an old hag like you has to preach to me about. Oh, is that right? Well, if you don't want me preaching to you anymore, that's fine by me. But I do have something else I need to tell you about that's pretty important. I'm going to be getting some money from you now by means of a fine. What kind of fine are you talking about? There's no fine that you can just pull out of your ass and give to me. This fine is for the damages you caused to me and my life after you went and forced your baby onto me. I would like for you to pay that fine to me now, please. What are you going on about right now? I had to take your place as that baby's mother and raise them for you. And during that time, I couldn't focus on my job at all. So in the end, I had to end up calling my boss and ask them to let me have some time off in order to make things right with your baby and Bryce. But by doing such a thing, my boss told me when I came back, I wouldn't be getting my yearly bonus nor a pay increase. So as a way of paying for what you've done to me, I'd like you to pay what I would have received as both a bonus and an accumulation of my pay increase for all of next year. Stop freaking lying to me! Didn't you tell me that you handed my baby off to Bryce to take care of in the end? Your husband had to be out of the U.S. for 1.5 years on that business trip. You really think that he just got up from his job the moment I told him you were gone and came right back home? No way! He had to go through the long process of telling all his higher-ups about the emergency, which took close to 2 months for him to make happen. But of course, someone like yourself, who's never worked an actual job in their life, would never understand. Then that means your husband had to end his business trip 5 months before it was planned to end in order to come home. And that was already a tough time for him to deal with. But before he was able to come home, I had to be the one taking care of and raising your baby. Then how much am I going to have to owe you after that? As a travel agent that has quite a lot on her plate throughout the year, I'd say the total amount plus that bonus comes to around $40,000. Wait, $40,000? There's no way I'll be able to afford to pay you that kind of money. Considering what you were able to spend a whole year overseas, I think you do have the money to pay me $40,000. Why would you have to take off that much work in order to take care of a single baby? You went and took off that much work on purpose in order to get all this money out of me. Are you really saying something as absurd as that right now? Do you really have any idea how hard it is to have to raise a newborn baby all on your own? I know how hard it is. Then how the hell could you say something like that to me? Had I started to go back to work all the time with the baby, they would have had to stay home all alone. You really think I was going to do that to a baby that's not even mine? All right, I see. I get what you're wanting to say now. As long as I pay up, everything will be fine, right? Well, someone's finally getting real with me. And how do you plan to pay me $40,000? I'll ask Bryce to help me pay you. When I tell him that I need some money to help pay off that fine, he'll be more than glad to help me do so. Annie, could you please stop thinking that you can just ask my brother for whatever you want? Considering that you're the reason why all of this had to happen in the first place, I don't think he's helping you. Why do you even think my brother would want to take any more damage for you to begin with? Because he's my husband. And after I tell him about what I need help with, I'll apologize to him and he'll then have to forgive me. You really think you can manage that with him? Of course I can. I understand that things have gotten a bit emotional right now between us. But when things have calmed down a bit, he'll start putting me before anyone else, and things will go back to normal for me. I don't think, no. I know that's not going to happen. What makes you think you can say that about us? Because my brother has been preparing to divorce you for some time now. Huh? Divorce me? Why would he want to do that? Are you saying that just because I went on vacation overseas, he wants to divorce me? Well, that does play a considerable part in it, yes. But there are plenty of other things besides that which play a major part in his decision. Like what? You left your baby and the U.S. for 1 whole year to be overseas? Was that really just for a simple vacation? What's all of this about? If it wasn't all for vacation, then what else could I have been doing? You went overseas by yourself, right? That's right. I went on my own to take a break from things. It was all so much fun for me that I stayed a whole year. If that's the case, then why were you with another man enjoying those dinners together, as well as going back to the same hotel room all the time? Huh? What the hell? I have no idea what you're talking about. I never was out with any man while I was away. Do you really know the kind of work I do as a career? I work for a travel agency as well as for a tour company. And as part of my job, I have to be overseas quite a lot myself. And when I had to take a trip overseas after Bryce came home to care for your baby, I found you going into a hotel together with another man. I actually stayed at the same hotel as you for a few nights. What? Are you serious? Very serious. I was going to go up to you and complain about what you were doing, but when I saw the man you were with, I was in shock. You were in the arms of that black man, and you went inside that hotel both smiling and laughing at one another. And from that moment until the end of my time there, I was watching you both. You both seemed to be having a very good time together. It was like the both of you were years deep into a relationship with one another. No way, you came all the way out there? And while I was there, I gathered plenty of pictures and video of you with that man. And I made sure to show them all to my brother. And just like I was thinking would happen, your husband screamed out in a rage. At that moment, I could tell he was wanting a divorce and to never see your face ever again. When he calmed down, he said he would be using those photos and videos I gathered to get a settlement from you. So while you're paying that fine to me for wasting my time, you'll also be paying that settlement off. Wait a second, are you being serious about that? Very, very serious. Both myself and my brother are never going to forgive you for what you did to both myself and your own family. But please, forgive me, please. I'll never do anything like that again. Impossible now. Bryce and I are making sure that someone like you can never come around either one of us, as well as your baby, ever again. No way. But isn't this great for you? Now you'll finally be free of ever having to take care of the baby ever again, right? Now you'll have all the freedom in the world to travel to where you want to for however long you want to.
She's finally settled down and accepted the fact that I'm divorcing her.
Thank goodness, because that was a tough one.
Bonnie, I know that this all has caused you a lot of trouble, so I'm really sorry for that. I want to tell you why I ended up with a girl like her. I was so worried about how worried you were for me that I thought getting married as quick as possible would make you feel better about me. And, well, that led me to marrying without first seeing what someone like Annie was like.
Hearing you say that you wanted to help me relax makes me very happy. But when it comes to something like marriage, you have to be with the right person for you. And considering you were the one that brought her into our lives, you have to take some responsibility for what she's done.
Yeah, I sure will be.
But that's all stuff of the past now, with her being kicked out of our lives. So we should continue looking on from this and forget about what all she's done.
Right. And as long as I have my baby with me, that's all I really need to make me happy. I'll show you that I can handle everything on my own and that you can be free of me now.
Thank you, but remember that you can always ask for help from me when you need it.
Thank you, Bonnie.
After having gotten divorced by Bryce, Annie went and immediately left the country to go back to her other man and be with him. But the sad thing about that was the man she'd been with didn't really think of her as a partner he wanted to be with, rather just a toy he could have sex with. And it turned out that the man she had been with had a family of his own as well. His wife ended up finding out about them cheating on her a while back, and so when Annie came back into the country, that man's wife could finally take her to court and get a settlement from her as well. In a panic, Annie tried to call her parents and ask for their help in all of that, but considering that they both already knew what she'd done, they were fed up with her and blocked her number. With nobody else to ask for help from, and still being stuck in a country she couldn't leave without paying off that settlement, Annie was forced to find a job paying her under the table, and that ended up being one in the red light district. As of right now, she's still over there working as a prostitute, trying to earn all the money that she can in order to pay off all her settlements, as well as child support.